approximately 7 o'clock p.m., May 6, 1937. The massive Nazi Zeppelin Hindenberg is completing its cross-Atlantic flight from Germany to Lakehurst, New Jersey. Due to the weather, the airship is 10 hours late. The crew is anxious to get the behemoth moored and trade their departing passengers for new ones, hoping to make the return trip. A trip that will never happen. This is the German airship's 10th trip to the United States. It is 4 years prior to the U.S. entry into World War II, and while relations with Hitler's Nazi regime are strained, the two nations are at peace. At Lakehurst, WLS Chicago reporter Herb Morrison is recording a radio broadcast of the Hindenburg's arrival. His eyewitness account will soon become one of the most famous broadcasts in radio history.
Conditions were still not ideal. So they were in what we might now call a holding pattern, waiting for the weather to clear.
Because the Hindenburg was so late, many of the reporters and journalists left the Naval Air Station. But since Herb Morrison stayed, he saw as the airship circled around Lakehurst, and he was getting the updates as they were happening.
Now, we've been told that the airship is going to make an attempted landing in the rain, and if that is the case, we're going to have a mighty fine description of it for you, because the men will have a difficulty in keeping footing in the sand, and especially since it's wet.
6:12 p.m. Charles Rosendahl, U.S. Commander of Naval Air Station Lakehurst, radios Max Pruss, the captain of the Hindenburg. The wind and the rain have died down. The message is clear. Land as soon as possible. At 7:21 p.m., the Hindenburg floats at 90 meters above the ground. The mooring lines are dropped from the bow. For the next few minutes, all is quiet. Helmut Lau, a helmsman stationed in the lower fin, hears a muffled detonation as a strong jolt runs through the ship. Crew and passengers are anxious to land. Joseph Spa and his dog Ula caught a last-minute ride on the Hindenburg to make his dates performing as a professional acrobat at Radio City Music Hall. Spa was filming on the observation deck for a good portion of the journey. As they arrived at Lakehurst Airfield, he stuck his 16mm camera out the window. Spa would be filming at the exact moment the ignition occurred. Now, in this rarely seen footage, witness what passengers saw from inside the Hindenburg the moment the massive airship erupted in flames. The footage is degraded, but ground crew can be seen assembling on the airfield below moments before the disaster. And here, for just a few frames, the moment the fire erupted is captured on film. Burning hydrogen illuminates Hangar 1 at Lakehurst. Unfortunately, the camera wasn't ready to capture the wide change of exposure about to take place.
Just enough to keep it from... It bursts into flames. And it's falling on the mooring bed.